Okay, so the next aspect I'm going to talk about is adding watermarks to your imagery or branding elements. So a watermark is basically a visible logo that you can add on top of an image, A, to make sure that people are aware that the copyright is yours, and B, to hopefully stop people from copying it. Now, my advice is very, very straightforward. Do not use them. Never use them. I don't know of any commercial photographers that use them. It screams amateur hour generally. The only place where it's actually really appropriate to use these is if you're sending imagery to a client that they can download and view, but you want them to purchase them. Say if you're a wedding photographer, some wedding photographers might put their branding over it so people don't steal the imagery. If that's the way you're stopping people from stealing your imagery, I think you've got the business model wrong. You should be taking your payments first. I've never ever heard of a wedding photographer who's had their imagery stolen like that. It's illegal to reproduce imagery that you don't have a license for. That's the whole point of licensing. So I think it's quite defunct. The place where it is appropriate, obviously, is for stock imagery online, but stock providers will put the watermarks over it themselves. Yeah, I will show you how to do it, but as again, I'm saying, I would really recommend not doing it. It just screams to everyone that you're an amateur and that you don't know what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you how to add in a watermark. So I've got my company logo here on Canvas Ink. And what I want to do is, so say I want it on this bottom corner here, I'll just move it around, resize it till I'm happy. Maybe let's go in that left corner. Let's change the background slightly. Let's make it the same color as this. As you can see, it probably stands out a little bit too much. So what I can do here is I can go over to the opacity options, and I can start by just lowering the opacity. Maybe I want it at about 50%. Yeah, it looks about good. And say if we've actually got it over the product ourselves, what if we're not quite happy with that? We want a slightly different look. What you can do is you can actually play around with some of these blending styles. The one that you're probably going to use most for this is screen or potentially overlay. They tend to work better when there isn't white in the logo. But I'm probably just going to stick with the normal blending mode, and just 50%. Drop that down there, play around a little bit more maybe. Yeah, that's about good.